We are going into week 2 of lockdown. Last week we focused on living well in lockdown. This week we are focusing on leading well in lockdown. This is such a great opportunity for leadership to step up and to grow and to mature. Leadership is going to really be about 2 key areas: the transactional, which is just about ensuring our teams meet their goals despite all the challenges that are in our way right now of doing that. But the second thing is leading people with a transformational intent. And what I mean by that is people are going to be experiencing fear, uncertainty. We're definitely going through change. We're going to be needing to help people through that time. We're going to need to support our teams through this period. And that's just such a great opportunity for leaders to step up, which is really what your teams need. We as a country have needed our leaders to step up, as other countries have needed their governments to step up. And so for you as a leader, how can you step up over this period of lockdown and then beyond? I wrote an article a little while ago around how COVID-19 could recalibrate our culture. There's a link below to that so you can pick up on that. Some of the key themes that I want to just touch into as I speak about leading well in lockdown. Number one is just this idea of humanizing our teams. Leading well in lockdown is going to be about this idea of equality. It's going to be about this idea of genuinely taking interest in people's well-being. As I've said there, COVID-19 doesn't select certain people. It's out there and anybody can contract it. We have to genuinely check in on where people are at from a physical point of view, from an emotional point of view, and from a mental point of view. And if you as a leader didn't take seriously the well-being of your team before, now's the time to do it. And following our lockdown period, it becomes critical that we continue that practice. If a team can remain healthy in those areas, then it actually underpins their ability to be productive. But leading well in lockdown is going to be about checking in with your people with a sincere intent about how they're feeling, where they're at, and how they are keeping themselves healthy as they navigate lockdown. Second area is trust. And this is a really important area. I mean, this area of trust, I think, is going to be one of the areas that we really do foster and mature in as teams, because now we've got to trust each other when we can't see each other. And for the old school leader who was very much about command and control, I'll trust you if I can see you. Now you've got to trust people when you can't see them. And so the first, I think, activity for leading well in lockdown is for a leader to genuinely just check in their own hearts around their ability to trust people when they can't see them. How can you grow in this area? But then to try and just give trust to people and to trust them that they're going to do the jobs despite the fact that they are going to be in their homes in lockdown. And this is also a great opportunity to have those conversations. What does it mean for us as a team to trust that we have all got the team's best interest at heart and the organization's best interest at heart? But leading well in lockdown is about both trusting people as well as about facilitating the trust between people so that we can continue to move towards our goals whilst being disconnected from each other. Another area is communication. We've really all responded so well to the way that our leadership in this country have communicated to us. We want to feel like valued citizens in South Africa who know where we're at with COVID-19, how the government is dealing with it, and where to from here. In the same way, leading well in lockdown is about communicating well with your teams around where your organization is at, how COVID-19 is impacting on those organizations, and then how your organization is taking the next steps, where to from here. So leading well in lockdown is going to be about communicating more frequently and more regularly with the information that ensures that people feel like A, valued member of your organization, but B, that they feel informed and clear so that you minimize uncertainty and minimize the anxiety that people might be feeling. Another area is this area of meetings. Leading well in lockdown is going to be about creating really healthy meetings, bringing people into an online space and ensuring that the time that you spend together is intentional and that it focuses on whatever is needed to set up people to do the work that they need to do. And I think we're starting to understand that the amount of meetings that we had when we were physically connected was perhaps a little bit too much. And so leading well in lockdown is really just checking what are the touch points that you need to have with your team, how many meetings are actually needed, but when you do meet, how can they be as intentional as possible so that people are clear on what they need to do following that time. Another area which is going to be critical is for leaders to clearly decide on the core activities that will ensure that a team does the best possible work that they can do right now. For me, this is really about coming back to our values. As an organization gets clear about its values, and as a team gets clear about its values, it will decide on the associated activities that will ensure that it can live out its values over this time. And so for you as a leader, you've got to ask yourself, what do you value? What does your team value? And how do you ensure that that team can put the right activities in place to ensure that they live out those values and get their best possible work done? And so leading well in lockdown is stripping out some of the unnecessary activity. It's about ending some of the things that are just a waste of time that keep people in the hamster wheel, and becoming really clear on what are the best possible things that we can put our hands to right now in order to navigate this period. Crisis will do that for us, but that needs to extend beyond crisis into everyday work. What is the most meaningful work that we can do on a daily basis? And so in summary, it's about humanizing our teams and checking in on their well-being, showing a genuine interest in people's physical, emotional, and mental health. It's about trust and trusting people to do their jobs and having conversations with your team members and facilitating conversations between them to strengthen trust. It's about communication and really communicating more frequently through a period where people are feeling uncertain. It's about solid, intentional meetings and having less meetings than you had before. And it's about checking in on what your values are and ensuring that the activities that you're all putting your hand to right now really link into your values and make the biggest impact. This week, on Thursday, we're going to be having a Leading Well in Lockdown conversation. We're going to invite some leaders into that session to talk about what's working as they go about leading their teams. And this is just an open space for you as a leader to really check in around some of the things that you might be struggling with as a leader, or some of the things that are really working for you. That's this Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The registration link is below. Please join us. We really look forward to having you there. But all the best as you continue to lead your teams during lockdown. And may this period be a learning opportunity that really sets you up to lead well, both not now, but in the future as well.